Quality Management Systems Requirements. 1. Scope 1.1 General. This international standard specifies requirements for a quality management system where an organization A needs to demonstrate its ability to consistently provide product that meets customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, and B aims to enhance customer satisfaction through the effective application of the system, including processes for continual improvement of the system and the assurance of conformity to customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. Note 1. In this international standard, the term product only applies to A. Product intended for or required by a customer, B. Any intended output resulting from the product realization process. Note 2. Statutory and regulatory requirements can be expressed as legal requirements. 1.2 Application. All requirements of this international standard are generic and are intended to be applicable to all organizations, regardless of type, size, and product provided. Where any requirements of this international standard cannot be applied due to the nature of an organization and its product, this can be considered for exclusion. Where exclusions are made, claims of conformity to this international standard are not acceptable unless these exclusions are limited to requirements within Clause 7, and such exclusions do not affect the organization's ability or responsibility to provide product that meets customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. 2. Normative references. The following referenced documents are indispensable for the application of this document. For dated references, only the edition cited applies. For undated references, the latest edition of the referenced document, including any amendments, applies. ISO 9000 by 2005, Quality Management Systems, Fundamentals and Vocabulary. 3. Terms and definitions. For the purposes of this document, the terms and definitions given in ISO 9000 apply. Throughout the text of this international standard, wherever the term product occurs, it can also mean service. 4. Quality Management System. 4.1 General Requirements. The organization shall establish, document, implement and maintain a quality management system and continually improve its effectiveness in accordance with the requirements of this international standard. The organization shall A. Determine the processes needed for the quality management system and their application throughout the organization, C 1.2. B. Determine the sequence and interaction of these processes. C. Determine criteria and methods needed to ensure that both the operation and control of these processes are effective. D. Ensure the availability of resources and information necessary to support the operation and monitoring of these processes. E. Monitor, measure, where applicable, and analyze these processes. And F. Implement actions necessary to achieve planned results and continual improvement of these processes. These processes shall be managed by the organization in accordance with the requirements of this international standard. Where an organization chooses to outsource any process that affects product conformity to requirements, the organization shall ensure control over such processes. The type and extent of control to be applied to these outsourced processes shall be defined within the quality management system. Note 1. The processes needed for the quality management system referred to above include processes for management activities, provision of resources, product realization, measurement, analysis, and improvement. Note 2. An outsourced process is a process that the organization needs for its quality management system and which the organization chooses to have performed by an external party. Note 3. Ensuring control over outsourced processes does not absolve the organization of the responsibility of conformity to all customer, statutory, and regulatory requirements. The type and extent of control to be applied to the outsourced process can be influenced by factors such as A. the potential impact of the outsourced process on the organization's capability to provide product that conforms to requirements. B, the degree to which the control of the process is shared. C, the capability of achieving the necessary control through the application of 7.4. 4.2 Documentation requirements. 4.2.1 General. The quality management system documentation shall include A. Documented statements of quality policy and quality objectives. B. A quality manual. C. Documented procedures and records required by this international standard. And D. Documents including records determined by the organization to be necessary to ensure the effective planning, operation, and control of its processes. Note 1. Where the term documented procedure appears within this international standard, this means that the procedure is established, documented, implemented, and maintained. A single document may address the requirements for one or more procedures. A requirement for a documented procedure may be covered by more than one document. Note 2. The extent of the quality management system documentation can differ from one organization to another due to A. The size of organization and type of activities. B. The complexity of processes and their interactions. And C. The competence of personnel. Note 3. The documentation can be in any form or type of medium. 4.2.2 Quality Manual. The organization shall establish and maintain a quality manual that includes A. The scope of the quality management system, including details of and justification for any exclusions, see 1.2. B. The documented procedures established for the quality management system or reference to them. And C. A description of the interaction between the processes of the quality management system. 4.2.3 Control of documents. Documents required by the quality management system shall be controlled. Records are a special type of document and shall be controlled according to the requirements given in 4.2.4. A documented procedure shall be established to define the controls needed. A. To approve documents for adequacy prior to issue. B. To review and update as necessary and reapprove documents. C. To ensure that changes and the current revision status of documents are identified. D. To ensure that relevant versions of applicable documents are available at point of use. E. To ensure that documents remain legible and readily identifiable. F. To ensure that documents of external origin determined by the organization to be necessary for the planning and operation of the quality management system are identified and their distribution controlled. And G. To prevent the unintended use of obsolete documents and to apply suitable identification to them if they are retained for any purpose. 4.2.4 Control of records. Records established to provide evidence of conformity to requirements and of the effective operation of the quality management system shall be controlled. The organization shall establish a documented procedure to define the controls needed for the identification, storage, protection, retrieval, retention, and disposition of records. Records shall remain legible, readily identifiable, and retrievable.